Hi, I'm Mike McCormick here at GBTA Broadcast Studio at Convention in San Diego, and I'm here with David Baga, Chief Business Officer for Lyft. David, good to see you.
Great to see you. Thanks so much for hosting.
So let's dive in. Let's talk a bit about Lyft, but I'd say let's start actually with a broader question. What do you think in terms of corporate travel in today's organization? What's the most commonly misunderstood aspect, do you think, today?
That's a great question. I think that it's a little bit of a full circle for travel in large employers today. And what I mean by that is that I think a lot of them really started off as very people-focused. Some of them even began their efforts in HR. Right. And then all of a sudden, I think it became a finance opportunity, really in procurement. And that was driving a lot of the decision-making for cost savings and trying to really look for efficiencies of all kind. And I think we're actually coming back to a point where the traveler is really at the center of all the decision making. And as a result, I think we're seeing maybe travel programs being considered a employee benefit that a lot of folks don't even really consider up front. And I think that's a really big and healthy change for the whole industry. Well,
and a sign of a healthier economy too. Clearly, I think when you're, when times are tough, right, it's very bottom line focused. And I think in this environment, I agree with you though. I hear more and more companies talking about, travel as something, and duty of care is something that they're using as a differentiator.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, they need it to compete. We've got a lot of customers that are really knowledge worker centric, and they're competing very, very tough for talent. Companies like Genentech and Slack, Airbnb, and they're coming to us to design a variety of different programs that are looking at a wider definition of the entire travel and transportation ecosystem. So for example, we've got Airbnb that's leveraging us to make sure it's really easy for their employees to get to their hosted and sponsored events.
Right.
We've got Genentech, who is looking at how they can really solve last mile and first mile challenges for commuters, making it really easy for them to attract, develop, and more importantly, retain their talent. And so we think that those are really great examples of this shift of focus to really being employee-centric, and these kind of knowledge economy companies are really leading the way.
So how many years have you been in your role?
This is my actually third year, just a couple of weeks ago, my third GBTA, excited to be for the 50th anniversary celebration.
Well, so I was thinking about that because I know when we first talked when you first took the job, and even then one of the things that you were focused on was spending the time to really look at, like you said, work with companies on not just their kind of transient travel needs per se, but getting more involved in the other mobility, broader mobility issues. And it sounds like some of those seeds you planted are coming to fruition.
They really are. I mean, it's been an extraordinary journey for Lyft. I mean, so I started August 2015. And the week I joined, we had 355 employees, we had 100,000 drivers, and we celebrated. We filled a desk like this with cupcakes because we did 1 million rides that week. And you fast forward today, and just every KPI, every metric is just off the charts now. We have almost 4,000 employees, 1.7 million drivers, and I think we do like 2 million rides every day now. Wow, so it's extraordinary, and the variety of use occasions for which people are using us continues to expand as they try new ways to really leverage this on-demand nationwide platform.
So, what's ahead? I mean, when you look ahead for what Lyft is going to focus on, where you're investing your time, and particularly as it relates to the business travel market, the managed travel market, where are you focusing your time and efforts?
We're continuing to invest in really designing programs that are working both for our travelers as well as for the travel management community. And so really trying to make sure that it's the same great customer experience that you get in your consumer life, and you get to bring that to work. But now we need to be able to provide the travel manager with a suite of products, solutions, policies, pricing that is really making sure that they can do that and deploy it in a really responsible way. And so we have a lot more on the roadmap to really reward both our travel managers and make sure that our business riders are rewarded in their personal lives when they're riding for business and doing the right thing.
Yeah, because clearly there's a lot of crossover, right? I mean,
absolutely.
In terms of the use of,
for
and
sure.
more and more so.
Yes.
Any last thoughts? I mean, in terms of clearly duty of care continues to be a huge topic of conversation. It's a huge part of what is happening here in education sessions.
Yeah.
Where have you made progress? Where are you focused on in terms of duty of care for your travelers?
Trust and safety has always been at the forefront of everything that we've done at Lyft. Since the very beginning, we led the way on all of the credentialing, the 5-star rating system that is two-way for both drivers and riders, the real-time reporting, the cashless transactions. And so we just continue to build on that foundation that we started out with and really making sure that we remain true to our mission of really improving people's lives with the world's best transportation. And to effectively do that, we have to be a great partner to our rider community as well as to our driver community. And so that's at the forefront of all the decisions that we make.
Okay, great. Well, David Baga, Chief Business Officer at Lyft, and I'm Mike McCormick, live at GBTA Studio here in San Diego.